interesting. First, I want to say thanks to the UAG. This is such a great honor and opportunity for me. I'm really delighted to have this space and the motivation to fill it. I just want to say about the UAG, it's a really terrific organization, such a bright spot in the art community here, and I really have enjoyed working with them over the years. Great group of people, and if you are able to support them in any way, they do need your support. So, however you can do it, if you can, they will appreciate it. As Rebecca said, this is actually where I had my first big breakthrough as an artist at that first Pretty Girls and Robots show, and that show for me was it was really powerful. It gave me the confidence to take my own art seriously, and it opened some doors for me. So I'm really happy to be back here again. This show came at a great time for me, preparing for it. Rebecca let me know about it a good 6 months ago, and I squandered the first 3 months, of course. But then I buckled down, and a lot of the pieces you see here are things that I've been wanting to do or planning or working on for years, and just they probably would never have happened without the pressure of filling this room. So again, thank you for that opportunity. I'll talk just a little bit about the path I've taken as an artist, because even though it wasn't the fabulous art superstar path that I imagined myself in as a college student, I'm really pretty happy with what I've done over the years as an amateur artist, and I think it's a good sort of frame of mind to have as an artist. I did major in art at Brown, and I wasn't very happy with the art department there. I thought I was pretty weak. Maybe they've gotten better since then, but they were very over-intellectual. They were not interested in the way things looked. They wanted to write about art more than see it. And they had this sort of scorn towards any considerations of skill or craft. And I never understood at the time, I still don't. Drove me crazy, but luckily RISD was just 2 blocks down the hill, and I got to take most of my studio classes at RISD, which was just amazing. And I had some great classes there, and one in particular I just want to mention was Renaissance painting techniques, and the things I learned in that class have really stuck with me over the years. Egg tempera, gold leaf, and oil glazing. And if you take a close look at this painting later on, a lot of the transparent colors in here are with a oil glaze technique, the red and the purple. And of course, you see the Renaissance interest throughout my art. So that all came from RISD. And the other thing I got from RISD was this sort of sobering realization about what happens to most artists who try and become professionals, because I was in these classes with amazingly talented people, and this was in the illustration department, and realizing that even these terrifically talented kids, that the odds were against them being able to be full-time professional artists and make a living at it was really sobering. And I took that lesson to heart. I knew that I wanted to keep doing art myself, and so when I got out of college, I did, but just assumed and planned to be an amateur and do it for myself. And as a result, I've really focused on doing things that I wanted to do, rather than what I thought would be successful. And I feel like that actually has been a very powerful freedom for me over the years. And I'm happy to maintain that amateur mentality. So, let's see where I go next. Oh yeah, so I just wanted to say, since I'm not trying to make a living at it, I don't have to do things that other people might be wanting from me. And those of you who know my Tiny Art Director project might realize that I do that anyway, because that project was all about me taking artistic direction and basically orders from my 2-year-old daughter. And I donated some books to the UAG, and they're up front if you want to take a look at them. it was a really fun project, and even though I was getting bossed around the whole time, I do feel like it fits into this pattern and is kind of, in a way, the perfect amateur project because, you know, even though she was a very willful and angry child at times, we were both really loving it, and so it was a lot of fun. And, you know, the pieces that I did for that, and all the pieces that I do, are things that I just want to have or see or to give somebody. And you know, the art that really got me going early on as an adult is these rockets. These are just pure escapist fantasy for me, and I make them because I want them. I want to lay awake at night imagining getting into this thing, flying off, you know, packing a picnic lunch and having it on the moon. And, you know, unlike the kind of spaceships you see in movies, which are trying to be sort of pseudo-realistic and make it plausible that you might actually fly in them, I do them in these unsuitable materials, like the vinyl and the hardwood, because since it is such a completely implausible fantasy anyway, I think that the sort of rich, fetishy materials just adds to that for me, and I just like it to have more fun with it, not think that it could ever really be real. The robots are a different focus, obviously. They're not about fantasy at all. And typically, robots are always generally thought of as dystopian, and you know, they're stand-ins for our societal anxieties about being replaced by our industrial society and our machines. And you know, it was originally always this fearful thing, and I think that's been played out to such an extent that it's not very interesting anymore, because, like, how could you top Terminator anyway? So I took the approach of taking a robot world in a lot of these pieces where, okay, the robots won, they took over, but nothing really changed. And there's still these dorky, loudmouth American tourists, and, you know, let's look at the world from their point of view. So, not all the pieces in here, but a lot of them are just these guys goofing off on vacation. That's about all I prepared. I'd be happy to take any questions about any pieces or anything else.
So you have a lot of different mediums in here. You have the sculpture, you have the paintings, the watercolors. Do you just find yourself the same way, like you just paint what you want, you use the materials that you want to?
I'll tell you, the vinyl is the most fun thing. Sewing is incredibly fun.